Why men ghost women, the coward's goodbye. Being ghosted can feel like torture, a cruel medieval torture. You literally can't do anything other than compulsively check your phone and ask yourself over and over again, did I do something wrong? What's going on? I thought things were going so great. Maybe something bad happened to him? What if he was in an accident and now he's in the ICU, hooked up to life support machines, and all he thinks about is how much he wishes he could let me know? Sounds familiar? Have you ever let your imagination run wild like that, only to later find out that he was perfectly fine? He just decided he didn't care enough about you to even say goodbye? In the grand, messy theater of modern dating, ghosting has become the exit strategy of choice for men who lack the spine for honest communication. One minute, he's texting about his favorite obscure band. The next, he's vanished like a magician with commitment issues. But why do men ghost? Let's dissect the phenomenon. The fear factor. Some men treat confrontation like a haunted house, too scary to face head-on. Hard conversations trigger one primal instinct: escape. Instead of saying, "Hey, I don't see this going anywhere," they opt for radio silence, hoping you'll just take the hint. Why? Because confrontation requires effort, and some men just don't want to expend that energy. It's emotional laziness disguised as avoidance. Some men picture the real conversation as a high-drama breakup scene. Tears, anger, accusations, when most women just want honesty. But fear convinces them that ghosting is the easier choice. The assumption that ghosting is kinder. Some men genuinely believe that saying "I don't feel a connection" will hurt you more than disappearing, and they think it makes them look like a villain. It's a delusion based on their own discomfort rather than your well-being. In reality, ghosting causes more confusion and self-doubt than a simple, respectful goodbye ever could. Leaving the door open, saying "I'm not interested" is final. But ghosting? That leaves just enough ambiguity. If they change their mind later, they can slide back in with a casual "Hey, you up?" and pretend they were just really busy. Having a real conversation means cutting ties completely, and some men like to keep their options open. The illusion of infinite options. With dating apps providing a seemingly endless buffet of potential matches, some men ghost simply because they think they can. The idea that someone better is always a swipe away makes genuine connection feel disposable. Why bother with closure when there's another dopamine hit just a swipe away? The soft exit strategy. Ghosting is the passive-aggressive way of breaking up without technically breaking up. No messy conversations, no guilt, just a slow fade into oblivion. It's selfish, but it spares them the discomfort of explaining themselves. The emotional incompetence problem. Some men were simply never taught how to handle emotions, either their own or anyone else's. Many men were raised in a culture that discourages emotional expression. They're taught to be strong, which often translates to emotional repression. Expressing feelings, even to say, "I'm not feeling this connection," requires emotional intelligence. Some simply never developed that skill, so they choose to disappear like an amateur illusionist, hoping you won't notice the sleight of hand. Dealing with being ghosted. When a man disappears into the digital void, no warning, no explanation, what's the first thing many women do? Other than calling hospitals, of course? They turn inward, scanning every conversation, every emoji choice, every outfit worn on the last date, wondering, what did I do wrong? But here's the truth. Ghosting is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of his emotional cowardice. Women are conditioned, both subtly and overtly, to believe they must be chosen, that love is something to be earned. When a man ghosts, it taps into this deep-seated insecurity. Instead of recognizing his silence as a red flag, many women assume they must have done something to deserve it. Maybe they texted too much. Maybe they weren't chill enough. Maybe they should have laughed harder at his mediocre jokes. The truth is, none of that matters. The decision to ghost is his, and it says everything about him and nothing about you. There's a dangerous lie that women tell themselves after being ghosted. If I had been prettier, funnier, less available, more mysterious, then he wouldn't have left. This is pure fiction. A man who ghosts isn't looking for a better version of you, he's looking for the easiest way out. No amount of perfect texting etiquette or strategic aloofness can change that. Let's flip the script. Instead of asking, why wasn't I enough? Ask, why do I want someone who thinks disappearing is an acceptable way to treat people? The real issue isn't that you weren't enough. It's that he lacked the emotional maturity to handle a conversation. Next time you find yourself dissecting every interaction, searching for the moment you ruined things, take a deep breath and remember, ghosting is not a reflection of your desirability. It's proof of his emotional immaturity. How to handle being ghosted like a queen. Now, you have two choices. You can either spiral into overthinking, dissecting every message you ever sent, definitely not recommended, or you can reclaim your power and handle it like the unbothered queen you are. First, recognize the ghost for what he is. The moment you realize someone is ghosting you, remind yourself, this is not about me, this is about him. His inability to communicate is his shortcoming, not your failure. Don't internalize his cowardice as a reflection of your worth. Secondly, don't chase, don't beg, don't double text. It's tempting to send one more message to get closure. But here's the harsh truth. If a man wanted to talk to you, he would. If he's ghosting, he's already chosen to be disrespectful. You don't need to remind him that you exist, he knows. Let him sit with his decision. Accept that you won't get an explanation. It's human nature to want answers, but let's be real. Would any explanation actually make you feel better? If he said, I just wasn't feeling it, or I met someone else, would that magically make the situation hurt less? Probably not. The why doesn't matter as much as the fact that he chose to leave like a coward. And that tells you everything you need to know. The truth? His silence is your closure. A man who ghosts has already revealed that he lacks the emotional maturity to handle an honest conversation. That's all the information you need. Resist the urge to craft the perfect parting message. A lot of women want to send a final, mic drop text that will make him realize his mistake. But the most powerful move? Silence. Nothing unsettles a ghoster more than realizing he has zero impact on your life. If you must say something, keep it cool. For example, noticed you disappeared. No worries, wish you the best. And then, never text him again. However, in my experience, it's better to refrain from any communication at all. I have sent a few sweet and loving parting messages to my ghosts, and almost every time they remained unanswered, making me feel even worse. If he does respond, it won't be the satisfying moment you're hoping for. It'll be lukewarm at best, manipulative at worst. Closure isn't something he gives you, it's something you give yourself. You don't need him to say goodbye in order to move on. You simply decide to move on with your life. The best way to make a ghoster irrelevant? Act like he never existed. Silence speaks louder than any text you could send. Give yourself the closure you need. If you're struggling, write a letter that you'll never send. Say everything you wish you could say. How it hurt, how you deserved better, how you refuse to let his behavior define your worth. Then delete it, burn it, rip it up, whatever makes it feel final. Redirect the energy to yourself. Every minute spent wondering why he ghosted is a minute wasted. Instead, channel that energy into something that actually benefits you, whether it's hitting the gym, starting a new book, or planning a night out with friends. The best revenge? Living your best life. Don't let it make you cynical. Not every man is an emotional toddler. There are men out there who communicate, respect your time, and show up. Don't let one ghoster make you believe that emotionally available men don't exist. They do. And now you have more space for one. Being ghosted sucks, but your response determines who really has the power. A woman who doesn't chase, doesn't dwell, and moves forward with confidence. That's a woman a ghoster will regret losing. And by the time he realizes it, you won't even care. In my next video, I want to share with you the most unhinged ghost story that ever happened. And it happened to me, of course. Spoiler alert, the ghost wasn't the only unhinged character in this story. Let's just say I broke every single rule I listed in this video, and I acted really stupid, naive, and frantic, and I totally embarrassed myself. I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe to support the channel.